Welcome back to the channel for a full obstacle run-through of the Mont Rigaud Ski Obstacle Course with none other than Shaun Filiatrault of Outlaw OCR. The obstacle course is located at 321 Désirable Rigaud, Quebec. I actually got to film an interview with Shaun before doing this run-through, so if you haven't had a chance to listen to that, I encourage you to check it out. There should be something popping up on the screen for you now. Now we're getting right into the course. Of course, you're going uphill because it's at a ski hill, right into the first obstacle, over and unders. As he's coming up here, you'll notice there's a little sign. They're all over the course, pointing you in the right direction towards the next obstacle. And the next one coming up here is the crawl. This perfectly simulates a low scrim neck crawl that you would find at a Spartan race, or the barbed wire crawl, having to go under those pieces of wood. Now this course is 5 kilometers with 370 meters of positive and negative. He's going to the third obstacle, which they call the wall ride. This one perfectly simulates a 6-foot or even actually a 7-foot wall. A little superhero slide on the side there. Now, farmer's carry. There's 2 options here. You can pick between 10-liter jugs or 20-liter jugs, which the 10-liter ones be about 22 pounds, and the 20-liter jugs that Shaun is carrying here are about 44 pounds, and you are carrying them uphill all the way up to the flag marker and back. And Shaun did tell me that most of the carries on the course are 100 meters. So in this case, you're doing 50 meters up the hill, and then 50 meters down the hill. I just want to mention another great course feature. It's actually these little signs they've placed by every obstacle, providing you the obstacle name, obstacle number, and the description on how to complete that obstacle. Now he'll continue up the hill up to the next obstacle, obstacle 5, which is the old school block drag. Now, Shaun did mention that every obstacle on this course was put there with a purpose. In this case, a block drag is not the most difficult obstacle in the world, but it does slow you down, compromises your form, can't use your arms to pump up the hill anymore. And just like the farmer's carry, 50 meters up to the pole, and once the block crosses that flag, you get to shoot back down the hill. One thing you'll notice in this video is I did not cut out or trim any of the obstacles. I wanted the viewers to be able to see how long it takes to actually do every obstacle. Mind you, Shaun is an elite athlete. So if you want to try it, you can go to the course and see how long it took him to do it and challenge yourself to try and do it in the same time. As you saw with the over-unders, as well as that the 7-foot wall, the wall ride, they did use a lot of features from the snowboarding park, which turned out to be great obstacles. As you can see, this part of the course is very runnable. Right into the hurdle, the 4-foot wall. Once you get over the wall, it continues to be very runnable, super flowy. You can really open up your legs, practice those downhills that we rarely get to practice if you're training on a treadmill. Now you'll notice here Shaun's about to wipe his hands. He's an experienced athlete. He knows he wants his hands nice and dry for the grip intensive obstacles like the Ninja Rig, obstacle 7. As Shaun mentioned, it is on a slack line, which increases the difficulty. Also on a slant. Awesome use of those Force 5 grips. Shaun's going to continue to the bottom of the hill, the base of the ski hill, for the tire flips. Now the tires vary in size. Shaun, of course, is training to be his very best, so he is picking the heaviest tire. It's not a 400-pound tire like we've seen in some Spartan races, but you do have to flip it around 10 times, 5 times to the flag and 5 times back to where you got it. Taxes your upper body, tires you out, really gets you working on that compromised running, which is a lot of what we do in OCR. Having to stop, do an obstacle, and then typically, and as Shaun will do, run up a ski hill. Now here's the bucket carry. I don't know if you noticed there, but the one beside the one he picked up had a green dot. That's to show that that's a lighter bucket. So if you can't grab the full weighted bucket, by all means you can use a lighter one. It's still no joke having to carry it 50 meters uphill and then 50 meters down. Shaun also did tell me that these buckets are slightly heavier than the ones you would encounter at a Spartan race, which means you'll be race ready. Once you pick up that bucket at a race, it'll feel lighter. You'll be able to fly up and fly down the hill. He's going to keep going up the hill, up to the traverse wall, which is a great simulation for these Z walls that you find at a Spartan race, especially after having done 9 other obstacles. You're a little bit tired at this point, hands are probably a bit sweaty, so you really have to focus to be able to stay on that wall and make it to the end. Now Shaun's going to keep running up the hill up to the 11th obstacle, rope net traverse, or the vertical cargo. And you'll see they made really good use of the environment and what they had around them. They tied this one up to 2 trees. Shaun does a great flip here to dismount. And then after making it to the top, you shoot down the hill, down this windy little dip, and you're greeted with a Tyrolean traverse. Now this one as well is tied in between 2 trees, and they describe it as being a 50-foot rope, which I'm not sure how long they are at Spartan races, but having done this one, definitely felt longer, which again, just like the bucket, you'll be race ready. Now you're going downhill to the next obstacle, which is balance rocks. This was one of my favorite obstacles on the course. Super fun to do, makes you feel like a kid. And after balance rocks, Shaun's going to run all the way down and around the chairlift at the base of the ski hill to Atlas stones. Just like the bucket, some of these stones have a green dot, meaning they're a bit lighter. The lighter ones are 65 pounds, and the one that Shaun just picked up is a 95-pound concrete rock. Once you're done with the Atlas stones, You get to go up the hill for the third and final ascent. And here we're showing a bit of the terrain. This is some of that sandy section that can get muddy if it's rained. And this is about 3/4 of the way up. There's a rope climb on this wooden archway, and the one he's climbing, as you can see, is the one they call the extreme version. Starts about hip height, so you have to jump up, use your arms, tap the top, and you're on your way. Once you've crested the ski hill, you'll be at the next obstacle, obstacle 16, the balance beams. There's about 8 or 9 logs lined up, and if you fall, you have to start over. You've got to take your time, make sure you're focusing. And this next one is a really cool one as well. It's a big exposed boulder where they have an Olympus wall or Olympus rock. Has some chains tethered to the top. You gotta shimmy your way around, and then in between the tree and the last chain is actually a bit longer, which allows you to come down. Now the final, the 18th obstacle is the log carry. Now, of course, different sizes here. Shaun's grabbing the biggest, heaviest one, probably around 60, 70 pounds. And with this one, I would say part of the challenge is also the just the size of it. Makes it harder to run with. And I don't know if it's just me, but when I did it, this carry felt much longer than the other carries. Of course, it's on a steeper portion of the course, which makes it even more challenging. And this is at the end of the course, so you're tired from the climbing, you're tired from all the heavy carries. And Shaun is making this look easy. When I did this one, it felt never ending. But the great part is once you put that log down, once you slam it down, you get to fly down this fun section of the course. And it's all downhill back to the finish line from this point. Shaun told me after he actually ended up breaking his own course record here. Something about having that camera on you, I suppose. Now let's go to some live commentary.
Oh, that course was gnarly. Oh. Come down to Mont Rigaud, give it a shot. It's about an hour and a half from Ottawa. I think an hour and 15 from Montreal. It's an awesome course in an awesome little town. It'll test your limits, and if you're training for OCR, Spartan races, anything like that, this is the place to train. It's hard to get more specificity than this. So thank you, Shaun, for letting me come check it out and get some cool footage.
Thanks for coming. Hope to see you guys at the mountain.
Oh yeah. And if you want to bring your training to the next level, hit the man up. He'll get you ready. He'll push you to your limits, and I'm fully confident that you'll race your full potential. So train hard, train smart, and I'll see you at the next race.